Oh god. There's gotta be a tradition at this point that I start out each video by coughing because it's gotten to that point that every time I open up a video, I have to cough like instantly. So I guess it's just gonna be tradition from now on. But I'm not gonna try to make this video as long as my last video, but I I don't know to be honest because I think we might accidentally do so. So I kind of want to start this off immediately. So today we're going to be taking a look at our first assault rifle that you unlock in Modern Warfare 2 whenever you get created class, and that is the M4A1. This is the pretty standard assault rifle of Modern Warfare. It's got pretty moderate recoil, pretty moderate damage, moderate reload. It's pretty moderate all the way around, but it's still a pretty decent weapon to use. You can definitely get kills with it. And this is a really cool model. I'm a little bit more disappointed with this, considering some things that we'll get into as we continue on with the review of this model. It should be pretty apparent right now what I'm kind of lacking with just a little bit, but we're going to talk about that here in a second whenever we get there. So this is what it looks like inside of LDD itself. As you can see, it has all the necessary working features: magazine release, it's got the bolt catch, the charging handle separated from the bolt itself, the working trigger, and of course the adjustable stock. So this is a fairly basic stock. This is a stock that I use on pretty much all of my M4 style models because they honestly don't change that much. M4 stocks are fairly basic stocks, and they have very, very basic features to them. They all adjust essentially the same. They have this little button that you pull back here, and this one is no different. So this has you pull down or you pull up on this section down here, and this point drops down, and then you can extend and retract it as you please. Right here is a sling mount location, and then back here is a butt pad. Very nice design. Top here is obviously our curved cheek rest, and then on the inside is our curved buffer tube that is 4 studs wide to simulate more of a circle kind of curve. This is where I'm largely upset with how this model came out, and that is the lower receiver. The lower receiver that you see here is the Gilboa lower receiver that I was working on doing, because I planned on doing the Gilboa lower receiver and then ended up not being able to really do it as I wanted to. So I still have the lower receiver left over, and it's a really, really good lower receiver. I'm really happy with how this lower receiver turned out. The problem is it doesn't fit the theme of the rest of the models that I've built for Modern Warfare 2, because most of the models that I built for Modern Warfare 2 actually have 3 stud wide magazines. There's a few that don't, and this is one of them, and it's really degrading from the overall quality of this model in my eyes. And the other thing is this grip is 4 studs wide, and even though it's curved like it should be, it's got this kind of weird angle on the bottom of it that I really don't like. Like this lower receiver in this area and this area is detracting from the overall look of the model, and I find that to be a little upsetting. So those are a few issues that I have. I really want to make this magazine 3 stud wide now. Now that I'm looking at it, it should be fairly simple to do. I just gotta adjust this upper receiver, or this lower receiver part up here, where the mag well is, just a little bit, but I should be able to do it. But other than that, I'm fairly happy with how this upper receiver and everything turned out. So yeah, here as you can see, the fire selector is on full auto, pretty standard fire selector. You can rotate it on over to semi-auto, and then you can rotate it on over to safety, and it's on both sides. Semi-auto, and then back to full auto. Right here we have our trigger, which you can pull. It's in the pulled position right now, actually. Interesting. So you can put it forward and then pull it back. So working trigger. This side we have the magazine release, and this detail here is kind of hard to see because of the dust cover, but this is what they call fencing the magazine release. It's so that you don't just push the magazine release button for no reason, basically. And it kind of helps not drop the magazine accidentally. And it's just a small detail that really kind of adds to the quality of this model. Other than, of course, the magazine and the grip that I'm unhappy with. But This, you push on this right here, and then this side of the magazine release pops out, releasing the magazine, because as you can see, the magazine is in fact connected to the weapon itself. On this side, you can see there's this groove going down, which is on pretty much every M4 style lower receiver. Over here, we have our working bolt catch. If we kind of delete some of these bricks so that you can see into it, you can see that there's a tab that here that pops up in front of this bolt, so just like the UMP45 does. On this side of the upper receiver, you can see the dust cover here, pretty standard dust cover design. The brass deflector on this side, I used these curved bricks instead of the standard slopes, and then the standard forward assist over here, except I used some of the new pieces to form this really nice design that's just a little bit different looking than some of the other ones. And you'll probably see it on this side, but instead of using the standard slope pieces, I used cheese wedges to make these curves on both the bottom and the top. And the way that I did that is similar to how I did the HK417 upper receiver and another form of upper receiver that I did as well, but I can't remember which exact one that I did it with. But there's also side plates that go down to cover up all the studs. Oh, the AAC Honey Badger Master Edition is the other kind of upper receiver that I'd used this method on as well. Over here we have the cam track for the bolts, which is just a fairly different design. And as you can see, we have our T-handle or our charging handle, and there's a little lip right here that interacts with the bolt, because the bolt is a separate entity from the charging handle, which is a really cool, unique design. And on top of that, you can see that our magazine is actually right underneath the bolt itself, so that you can have the bullet right there, ready to go into the weapon. So something that I really, really like is the ability to be able to kind of load the weapon itself and kind of chamber around almost. It's just, it's nice to have. It just adds to the realism of the model, and it's something that I've kind of tried to do a little bit more from now on with these models in particular. As you can see, all the way around we have these 3 stud wide rail system. It's the broken style all the way around on the bottom here, on these sides, and on top. In the back we have the broken style M4 rear sight with the side adjustment piece and the front sight up there. I call this a broken style because it's kind of broken. Like usually there's a full carry handle, but they cut off the carry handle and just left the sight, and that's what we have here. Up front we have a different style sight. It's not the standard M4 one that's that weird triangle kind of post thing. It's just this post with a circle around it. Pretty standard design I've used before. The gas block, and then the barrel and muzzle. And then on this side we have grip panels covering up the rails to make it more comfortable of a weapon to hold. And as you can see back here we have our delta ring and then our vents for the barrel itself running through the handguard. So yeah, other than some of the other things, like the grip and the magazine stud length and this up here not being 5 studs wide, I'm pretty happy with how this model turned out. It's still a really cool model. It's still really awesome to have. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this to YouTube, and then we're going to continue on by doing another sniper rifle, I guess, possibly, who knows. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. See you guys later in another YouTube video. Goodbye.